If someone doesn't believe in God, can they still know right from wrong? Most people would say yes. Atheists know murder is wrong, Hindus know stealing is wrong, Muslims know injustice is wrong, even ancient Greek philosophers wrote about virtue and morality. So if people across cultures know good and evil, why say morality depends on God? The key distinction is this: it's not about how we know right and wrong. It's about why right and wrong exist in the first place. Philosophers call this the difference between epistemology and ontology. Epistemology asks, how do we know something? Ontology asks, why does it exist at all? Christians are not saying that non-believers cannot recognize moral truths. In fact, the Apostle Paul writes in Bible, in Romans 2, that the moral law is written on human hearts. In other words, people intuitively know basic moral truths, whether they acknowledge God or not. Across cultures, we see remarkable agreement on big moral principles. Murder is wrong, stealing is wrong, lying is wrong. Why is that? C.S. Lewis explored this in The Abolition of Man. He argued that there is a universal moral law, something objective that cultures discover, not invent. But here's the deeper issue: if there is no God, what makes morality truly binding? If the universe is just matter and energy, no ultimate purpose, no higher authority, then moral rules are simply human opinions. They may be helpful opinions, popular opinions, evolutionary survival mechanisms. But they wouldn't be objectively wrong to break. Think of it like this: imagine you're driving down the highway, you see a sign, speed limit 70. You can obey that sign. You can even agree that it's wise, but that sign only has authority if there is a traffic law behind it. Without a governing authority, it's just a suggestion on metal. In the same way, people can recognize moral laws, even deny God, but the existence of real moral obligation points to a moral lawgiver. Because if there's no ultimate standard beyond humanity, then morality becomes relative, and if morality is relative, then no one can say genocide is truly evil, only personally disliked. But we don't live that way. When we see injustice, we don't say, I personally dislike that. We say, that is wrong. That instinct suggests something deeper, an objective moral standard, and Christians argue that this standard flows from God's nature. Good is not just what God commands arbitrarily, good reflects who God is. So the question isn't, can you know good without believing in God? Yes, you can. The real question is, can good exist without God? And that question takes us beyond feelings, beyond culture, beyond preference, to the foundation of reality itself.